Hey guys, welcome back to Selenium with Java June 2023 batch online training session 4. Today, in today's sessions, I will cover the Java conditional statement where I will try to cover if else, nested else if and switch statement. Then I will cover the methods, constructor and wrapper class. Then also you will get the clear understanding about the date and calendar function. And lastly, I will cover the exception handling and how to handle exception with the help of try catch block and finally keyword in Java. So in the first Java session, you already learned about like what is class, what is object, what are the data type, right? What are different kind of for loop, and how we can control the loop with the help of the break and continue keyword. So today I will cover the conditional statement in Java. In even in the Selenium couple of code you already seen, right? We are using the if condition and you are giving something especially for whenever I want to retrieve like list of link and I want to write match something with that link text and then I want to click on that link. You already seen that, right? So conditional statement are used to control the full flow of the program and insert verification point and error handling. There are 5 types of conditional statement in Java: if statement, if else statement, else if statement or if else if ladder, and nested if else and switch statement. So first we will go with the if statement. So if statement is used only to specify a block of Java code to be executed in case condition is true or met. So that is the syntax: if condition and then statement. So let's see, go here to the Eclipse. So this is the session 4 class I have created today. Guys, please go on mute. So let's declare some variable called integer, say age might be equal to say 20, okay, or maybe say 65, okay, and I'm giving a if condition. If then here I need to give the condition. What is the variable age? If age greater than 60, then I will maintain the condition, right? That is my if condition. So I will print out something that the person is senior citizen, right? That is the norm for most of the countries. In case the person age greater than 60, so he or she will be treated as a senior citizen. Now let's try to run it. So that is the if condition, if statement only. So variable declaration, and then with the variable I am just giving if part and then my statement is executed. So the person is senior citizen. But what happen in case my condition is not met? So in case I am giving the age as 25. So what will be the output? Right? So let's try to run it and let's see what is the output. Okay. So output will be purely blank because this is the if statement, and in case condition is not met or false, right, it will not return anything, it will return the blank result. So that is the drawback of if statement. So that is the reason, right, I can go with if else statement. So an if statement can be followed by an optional else statement. Else statement is used to specify a block of code to be executed if the condition is not met or false. So I will be appending that else part. Okay, so your else will be also fine in case your condition is not matching or false. So I can print out something that person, right, the person is not a senior citizen. Now same code if you try to execute, so else part will be executed because if and else, right, condition is false or condition is true. True will be executed here, if and false will be executed in the else part. So that is the way you can go with the if else statement. The person is not a senior citizen. Now in case you are giving it again maybe like 62 3, right? So again it will go to the if part because if part will still valid. So if and else you can add. So if will be always right for your positive condition or your like true condition, or the when condition is matched, and whenever condition is not matched or false, your else part will be executed. That is the if else part. And in here if else, right, I can go with some sort of maybe nested if else. So if or else within the if else. Okay, that is the thing I can do it. Okay, so let's give it here. Okay, so I can maybe give some variable, that's fine, let's give it. So here instead of that part, right, I want to just modify a little bit. Let's copy the code and let's, okay, okay, I'll be going in different way. Okay, so say first I'm giving the condition called 18 here. Okay, so what will happen, I am mentioning the person is adult, right? Person is adult, right? And as and when any person age is crossing greater than 80, so person will be treated as adult. The person is not or minor here, right? Not adult. So as and when and not eligible to cast vote, right? So person is adult and eligible to cast vote as and when he crosses greater than 80. Okay, so that is the thing I can do it, and here I can also run it similar way. So here age is greater than 18, right? You could see person is adult and eligible to cast vote, and else part is not executed. But in case I am giving it 13, so your else part will be triggered. But now I want to modify a little bit. I want to give one more condition. First I will check whether the person is adult or eligible to cast a vote. After that I want to check whether the person can contest the election, right? So in case you are like being 18 years old, so you can, right, cast your vote. But if you want to contest any election, primarily 23 years or 25 years age will be minimum there to for like parliamentary or other assembly election or maybe local election. So let's say 25 years. So within that if I can give one more condition called if again age greater than 25. So what I'll be doing, I'll be cut that line here, I'll paste it. So that is my variable age. Okay, so person is eligible to cast vote and contest election. Okay, so first it will check a greater than 18. In case greater than 18 only, then again it will go to the within another if else, which is the nested if else. Okay, again it will check whether the age is greater than 25 as well, so person is eligible to cast vote and contest election. Else only person can give the vote but not contest election. Okay, if else, okay, else what will happen, else person is eligible to cast vote but cannot contest election because of, right, he is not greater than 25, he is just greater than 18 but not greater than 25. Now let's go with 13. So simply as and when 13, so immediately your outer if condition is getting failed, so there is no point of, right, getting to the inner part, inner if else part. So it is simply going to the outer else part, and into your you, right, you could able to see not eligible to cast the vote. Now give it 20. So what will happen, so as and when 20, so definitely it is getting, right, greater than 18, so it will first check that condition, so immediately it will go to that loop, right, go to the if else part, if part, and again after that it will again check for the two inner if else. So now if greater than 25 is not matched here, so it will going to the else part within that if. So you could see person is eligible to cast vote but cannot contest election. But in case you are giving it 30, right, so you can just see that if and again if part will be executed, right, nested if part, person is eligible to cast vote and contest election. That is the way also in the real time also you can deal with like nested if else statement. Okay, you can give, right, I think, I mean there is no limit. Primarily generally we used to do one or two time only, not more than that in the real time. Yeah, I do not use, I did not use much than that. Okay, again here you can give one more condition like that one is greater than 18, right? He can write kind of adult and greater than 25, he can contest the part, and again you can keep another if here, maybe he is a senior citizen or not, right? So three maybe in our like loop you can keep it, if and again if else and again if else. Okay, for the real time example I am giving. Yeah, yeah, I maybe did not try it, but yeah, maybe it's allowed. Okay. Yeah, yeah. Right, 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 right. Definitely. So method part will be covering. So how to create the reusable component, so that instead of writing the same thing again and again, we can just simply call the reusable component. Okay. That part will be covered today only. Then we will go to the if else if ladder. So that is the one of the interesting thing which will be using the real time framework as well. If else if ladder. So in case you are having multiple conditions at the same time, then your if and if else nested if else also will not work sometime. Suppose say simply, I'm just giving a real time example, that right based on the marks, right, in any exam, it can be 10 standard, 12 standard, or college life, maybe university life, your like research life, everything, right? Some marks will be there, and based on the marks, will be something, you'll be get some grade, right? Say suppose say in case less than 30%, you'll be no grade or fail status. Then 30 to 45 might be some grade. 45 to 60 might be some grade. 60 to 80 might be some grade. 80 to 100 might be a grade. You can also give it more also in our part, right? Maybe 60 to 70, 70 to 80, 80 to 90, 90 to 100, like that. So here, right, you can use if, else, if ladder, or it is called else if statement. Is used to specify a new condition where first condition is false. Okay, so it will first try to execute the first condition and second, third, and so on. And in case nothing is matched, it will go to the last else part. Okay, so I will show you the real time example here. Let's comment it out. Say create a variable called marks, right? Say integer marks, or you can give it double also in case marks is decimal point, right? You can give it marks in double variable also, because integer will only take like numeric part. So marks I am giving suppose say 67. That is the variable name, and I will change later point of time. So first I am giving some condition called if. In case you want to give multiple condition, you also give what is the variable name marks. Getter equal to, because equal to also it will also pass, right? In case you are getting exactly 30%, it will also pass. So 30. Ampersand means, right, another condition. Marks less than 45. So that is your first condition. In case marks limited within 30 and less than 45 means 30 to 44, then you can print something, right? Average, or maybe grade D. So that is a simple thing, you can print it out. Okay. Then I will go for other condition. Say marks here I have given less than, so I have give here getter equal to 45. 45 and less than 60 means till 59. So say good. You can maybe break down maybe other grade also, A plus, B plus, like that, grade C. Then I am giving again another condition called greater than 60 and less than 80 means 79. So say very good, maybe get free, and another condition I am giving here, right? Say getter equal to 80. Okay, and maybe it will go till 100, right? So I can give less equal to 100. Okay, excellent, grade A. So here you need to give else if, because first one is the if, then here you need to give else if, otherwise it will not work. Else if. So first is not match, it will again go for the else, means second. Second is not matching, go third, fourth, like that. And last it will go to the else part. Last one will be your else part. Else. For else you no need to give any condition. Simply you can just, so no, right? Maybe uh, I can give called no grade. Yeah, fail, right? Fail and no grade. So here you can add n number of LC part in case you want to break down 60 to 71 grade, 70 to 81 grade, 80 to 91 grade, 90 to 101 grade, right? Else means in case above condition is not matching, it will always go to the else part. Okay, now let's try to run it and let's see with every different type of marks. You could see get V. So it is condition, right? That condition is getting matched 60 to 80 because 77, 67. Now I am giving it 57. So now which grade it will happen? It will go to other grade. Okay, you could see now it is grade C because that is the condition. 45 to 60 is matching. Now I can give as maybe 37. So it is grade D. Now I can give 97 or 100, right? 100. So it is I have given equal to, not less. Means 100 also it will go for that grade. Grade A, excellent. So it is grade A, excellent. In case you are giving only 10, so it will go to the else part, right? Because fail, no grade. So that is the way in the real time also you will be working with this part. Primarily whenever you want to go with different browser, right? In case it's matching, right, in the real time framework, right, you will not be hard coding any browser. So that, right, you will try to call that browser name maybe Chrome, Firefox, Safari, and as and when it is matching what browser equal to match with Safari, it will try to call WebDriver driver equal to new Safari driver. In case it's matching with Chrome, you will call immediately WebDriver driver equal to new Chrome driver. You will do the setup, all this stuff. So that is the way. In case your configuration file is right, you are changing the value of the driver, automatically it will try to open the driver. So that is the way you can go with that if else part in the real time framework part. So slowly, maybe some of the time you can able to see in the real time. Okay, that is the way you can go with that if else part. Sorry, else if condition, or it is called if else if ladder. Okay, then last conditional statement I will cover, which is switched conditional statement. So it's pretty much similar to else if ladder only. Okay, but in case you are having like more than 10 conditions, better to use the switch condition. Okay, so switch statement allows a variable to be tested for equality against a list of value. Each value is called a case, and the variable being switched on is checked for each case. So switch statement can work with different type of variable, can be character, short, integer, and long data type. But case should be always unique in nature. In case of duplicate, it will throw compile time error. And each case statement should be followed by or end with break statement, which is optional. But in case you are not giving any break, so some problem will come. I will show you. So this is the syntax for switch statement. Switch expression case value, and you need to give statement and break, and again another case statement break, like that. And last one will be default. So that is the way I will try to construct a switch statement. Okay. And another example I have given with the char. So that part you can try at your home. And here I will try to cover with maybe other example. So I will go with some maybe integer variable. Okay. So that char variable you can try here. So say integer, say like maybe in a particular class, right, in a high school, right, there is a like lower primary school, high school, college, like that, right. So in the high school generally we have till 12th standard, like 5 to 12 standard. So say I want to give something called integer student name, student class, sorry, student class. That is the variable. Say I can give something called 7 standard. Student is studying a standard, but I want to check that which standard student is studying at the high school. It is starting from 5th to 12th standard. So I'll start with switch keyword. It will coming from Java, and here you need to give the variable name. So that is the exact variable. Then you need to keep that bracket here, and here you need to start with case. So case. So what is the value? Integer value to start with 5, 6, 7. It will go till 12. Okay. So that is your 5th case based on your like class number already available, 5 to 12. So say I can go with SOISO. Say student belong to class 5, right? And I can give with break, though it's optional, but it's recommended to give the break. Okay, then I can go with that like total number of 6 condition, like, and so I can, you could see now error message is coming. Why? Because case should be always unique. Duplicate case it will not allow. So I'll be giving it now say 6. So I will give 5 to 10, right? Maybe the school is having 5 to 10 standard. So that is the way I can give it. So student belong to class 6. Then I can give something called 7. So student belong to class 7. I can give another case called 8. Student belong to class 8. I can give something called 9. Student belong to class 9. And I can give another condition called 10. Right? Student belong to class 10. Or I can give some more, right? 11, 12 also. Let 1 second. So case is the keyword, and this is the variable value, right? Because variable you have declared as an integer, right? That is the variable. That is the reason. Okay, you are giving as an integer. In case it is a char, you need to give a char. In case it is a double, you need to give a double float like that. Okay, that will be your case. Okay, so that is the way, and last one will be your default. Okay, in case nothing is matched, it will go for the default. And default there is no need to give any breakpoint because that is the last one. In case nothing is matching, student maybe does not belong to high school standard. Maybe in the primary school standard, maybe college, university, like that. Okay, so that is the way you can give. Now what is the value I have given? 7. So now it will try to match with that case where value is equal to 7, and that thing will be printed out. So that is the case of like for the switch statement. You could see 7. Now if it is give it 12, so it will try to run it, that 12. Okay, now in case you are giving it only 1, so what will happen? It will go to the default case because not a single condition is matching with that thing, right? It is, you could see student does not belong to the high school standard. Okay, so that is the default. Now we have tried to given the break. So break is the keyword you already see is used to control the loop, right? The for loop or do while loop or while loop, anything. So break can be used also for controlling your switch statement. So here say I want to check with maybe 9th, right? So what will happen? You could see 9 means as and when my condition is matching, case is matching, it is printing it out. After that break means immediately it is breaking because it is not iterating the other part. So that is the useful of the break. But in case you are not using the break, so what will happen? Right? So let's remove all the break here. Even after the condition is matching, commented out, just simply. So what will happen now? Let's try to run it. So can anyone tell me what will happen here? Because you already seen the break. Exactly, because though your condition is matching, still it will try to iterate, right? You did not mention. Suppose you want to search a flat, right? You need to find out the person, but you told somebody told, right, there is no break. Okay, as soon as you are able to find the person, in case there's a break, automatically it will stop it there. But in case, right, you want to search all the flats, there is no break, means it will go for other flat as well, and it will try to find out the thing. So that is the reason, if you now run it, so though your condition is matching, it will still execute the remaining condition as well, because there is no break available at all. So that part matched here. So after that again 10th, 11th, 12th and default part also, because there is no break at all. So that is the reason it's better to use the break always in the break in the switch statement, though it's optional mentioned. Okay. So yeah, sure. No. It is executing here only. As and when case, that is the case condition is matching, it is executing the statement only. No, because we have removed the break. There is no break because I have disabled the break now. That is the reason all the condition until there is a break, it will be trying to execute. System, right? Because I am not breaking the loop, right? So that is the reason loop is iterating, because I did not encounter. Now suppose in case you are giving a break here, so what will happen? It will loop end here, and remaining 12 and default will not be executed. So that is the reason I told, right? It is always recommended to use the break always for each every condition, right? So though it's optional, but we can use the break. Okay. So I have tried to show you, in case you are not using the break, what will happen. Uh-huh. Yeah, I mean switch is having more like kind of the thing. It means like it will work with like integer, it will work with char, it will work with maybe double and float. These are the primary thing it will be work. Apart from that, in the real time, right? In case you are having more than five, better to use switch. In case it is up to five, you already see, right, how to. Sometime it might be difficult to write for if else, if ladder, right? It might be complicated, but switch is better to use it, and if there is a break also available, right? So as and when condition is matching, it will also immediately deal with. There are a lot of advantage on the switch. Switch can deal with 20 to 30 condition also. You can easily write the code. If and else, but in case you are more condition, better to use switch, and it is having a lot of other advantage also I mentioned, right? It can work with cat, short, in, long data also. Okay. I mean, it's look more user friendly, right? You could see, so anyone can easily understand. Okay. So that is the reason in the real time also you can use switch also. Okay. Any other question from these five topics, guys? If else, nested if else, and if else if, or if else if, and switch part. So these are the five conditional statement, right? We can use in the real time also, which is coming from Java only. Okay, cool. So all the minute thing will be really important sometime. Okay, no need to worry that any of the topic is not having any importance. All the thing whatever I have tried to include in my syllabus, all is having some good right, in importance, because sometime you can find, right, the thing in the in your real time whenever you are dealing with the framework. Yeah. While do while, all the loop will be followed by break and continue. Yeah, right. Yes, right. No, these are the loop, and this is the conditional statement. This is different thing. Loop is for while and do while, and conditional is if, else, if else if ladder, and the switch. These are the conditional. Loop is for iterating the same thing again and again and again. And here we are checking the condition for multiple part area. Okay, we'll go to the next topics. So that part you can give a try here with the different variable type like char. So method. So you are having some question, right, that why will be in the real time, right? So always, in case you know that some of the thing, right, might be used multiple times, you can always go with the method. Suppose say just I'm giving example of e-commerce site. So first thing, you need to log into the site. You need to give your ID, sorry, your email ID, password, right? Your credential, and then right you can create login. After that, you can search product. Then you can add the product to the cart. You can make the payment, all this stuff. So you can create the usual component, right? So for the login, it will be always common, right, for you. Similarly, for adding the product to the cart, right? In case you just can change the variable product var, like product name. Similarly, adding the product to the cart, payment, it can be different type, right? Credit card, debit card. You can also create the useful component for all this stuff. One is credit card, one is debit card, one is UPI, one is for internet banking, like that. So that is the way you can, right? So that you can just simply call the usual method with different variety of the combination data. So that is the way it will help. So I will show you one of the real time also. So say hello Java. So this is the one line code. Now you need to write the code for 5 times. Okay, so you just simply copy it, right? That not be a problem. But in case you have to write the same thing 5,000 times, just simply giving the example. Okay, you could see the thing is coming here, output is coming here. Okay, so hello Java. Now next question is, right, I need to change hello Java to hello Java 1. So is it possible to, right, find every 5,000 1,000 line of code? So I can try, right, give a try. Okay, but maybe what happened, right, for one thing I have did not given any space, three thing I have corrected, and one thing I, instead of one, I have given two. That might be the case with a human being. Okay, so the what the problem will happen, your interest is you want to print hello Java 1 instead of hello Java. Now what will happen? So three thing is coming hello Java, and these two thing is not matching, so your test case will fail here. So why not match? Because you are doing for so many lines of code manually, and it might be a problem, right? You forgot something, you did something, suppose say misspell, that can happen to a human being. So we should not rely on this part, right? In case same thing we need to repeat it, right? We can, maybe we can forget something to update, or maybe update might not be correct. So what we'll do, we'll create a method here. Okay, so that we can call the method n number of times, so that in case some changes need to be there, I will simply update the method, automatically everywhere it will be reflected. Okay, so Java method is a set of statements that are grouped together to perform an operation. Whenever user want to perform any operation multiple times, then user choose methods. Method are also known as functions. Basically there are two type of method available in Java. Built-in method, you already see string method, right? String compare, find, all this part, right, coming from the string, like uppercase, lowercase, everything. This is the inbuilt method, because that is already available in Java. Similarly, date and time method, I will cover it today. These are the inbuilt method in Java. Date, time, calendar, functions or method, these are already available along with string. So this is called built-in method in Java. And the second one is user-defined method. And user-defined method also there are two types. One is method with returning value, one is method without returning value. Return without returning value means it will not return any value, and returning value means it will return some value. I will let you understand what the difference between that. Let's try to first create a method without returning any value. So we will create the method in the class level. So what will be the method thing? I will be giving it called access modifier first, and then return type. So in case you are not returning anything, it will be simply void. Then you can give method name, say hello Java, that is the method name. Then first bracket, and you need to give second bracket. So say my interest is this line of code, that I'll put in the method. So first let's put hello Java only, and I will just simply just comment it out, this line. So my method I already written hello Java, which will not return anything, because it will just simply do the operation but not return anything. So, okay, so what I need to do first, in case I want to call this method, because this is non-static, so I need to create an object or instance first for the session 4 class. So object I will be creating equal to new object. That is the part you already seen in the last session, how to create an object or instance. Now simply I will go here and I will call the method hello Java. Okay, you could see return type is void coming from session 4. Now I can copy the same thing and I can paste 5 times, 3, 4, 5, 7 times maybe. Okay, so it will execute 7 times, you could see. So okay, hello Java executed 7 times, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, or maybe whatever, right? 4 and 8 times. Okay, now tomorrow as you are changing it to hello Java 1, so simply you will be updating it only here. So that is the beauty. In case you are having, you called method like 100 times, so you will be updating your method only one time. Suppose say tomorrow, today you have created a method for click operation. You already capture right ID or any other element locator. Okay, and tomorrow element locator like you got changed, so you can only update it only here. So automatically everywhere it will be changed so that your thing will be working. Now you could see the impact. Everywhere it will be changed to hello Java 1 only. Everywhere wherever you call, it does not matter which sequence, right? You could see. Now tomorrow I will be changing it to again hello Java, right? Or maybe hello Java hyphen, say 1st July 2023. Okay, so everywhere it will be impacted, so you no need to worry. Wherever it is called, automatically everywhere it will be updated. That is the beauty of the method. So this is the method without any return type. Then I will create one more method with return type. So public. So whenever you are creating method, no need to give the return type first. Give the method name. Say suppose say I want to add, right? And here you can pass some argument here. So I want to add two things. So integer a and integer b. This is the argument called. Okay. So add. Okay. Then I'll be creating a variable called integer c. Another variable, right? Then c equal to a plus b, right? And then I want to return c. That is called return type. Okay, but what you could see some error message is coming. Return type for the method is missing because what is returning c. And what is c? C is the summation of a and 2 plus variable, and which is the integer. So simply you can copy it and you can paste it here, which is return type. Now you could see the message gone. So that is return type, not void. It is returning something. It is returning the value. So now if you want to print the value here, so you need to again use the SOISO method because it is returning the value, but it will not print it in the console. So you need to just print it here. So you need to call SOISO method, and then you need to call the object, right? And then sorry, dot add method is you could see. As and when it is calling the add method, is return type is integer session 4 class, and we need to pass two argument value integer a and b. Suppose say 20 and then 30. And tomorrow I need to add couple of time, right? So I can just give that call the same method, and I can give the value, right? Maybe 200 and 309 like that, but it will be only deal with the integer variable. Okay, then method overloading part, with same method I can create for multiple different type of variable. That part will be covered in the next topic, Java inheritance concept 2990 and 390 like that. So it could see it, you will be getting the desired result. So that is the reason I will be creating the method only one time, and I can call it in a number of time, and it will be right work accordance to the method, right thing whatever I have written, and it will return the value relevant type. Okay, method, and same method I can create with double, float, all this stuff. Okay, but that is called method overloading. Same method you can have with different, right, variety of the argument, sorry, type of argument you can change it, or the number of argument you can change it. That is the concept called like polymorphism or method overloading in Java. That part will be covered in the DevOps concept session. Yeah, I think some question. Yeah. No, no, this is the method, right? This is the method. Method means your objective, right? And then how you want to call it, that is your different thing. Maybe in case you are not using SYSO here, right? You can say, you can just simply call object dot, and you can call it. But you need to store it some integer variable again, right? In case you don't want to print them. For printing the value, because the method is giving the return type as integer, but I am not able to see it here until I am printing in the console. But in case in real time, right, suppose you just used to call that variable and then you used to use in other way, then you can use it without SYSU method. That not be a problem. But here I want to just show you that it is working. Yes. No, 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 no. Yeah, yeah. We can do it right here. You could see here. Whenever there is a, but here is returning some variable value, na. Then you cannot use SYSO method because returning some value. And but SYSO can be used whenever it's not returning anything. Means it will simply return that part, print that part. But here return type is integer. So that integer value it will return. That method itself will return the value, but not the printing anything. Type you can simply use that SYSO method, you can use it in the method body. But in case of returning something, right, better to use, not use that part. But yeah, in case I can print something also here. Maybe let's see in case SYSO, just simply just giving some comment type, right? Maybe addition of to var, right? So that part maybe I can try. Okay, it is just giving some information. Okay, you could see that part is coming and then the result is coming. Okay. Yeah. Hmm. Hmm. No. Then you need to change it here. I'm just letting you know. Say, suppose I'm just calling it one method, right? Maybe integer here. Instead of that, I can simply call void. Okay, and I can go with three variables. Say integers c, like integer d. Okay. Say, and I'm giving it variable called integer c, and here it will be a plus b plus d. Okay, and instead of returning here, you need to use called SYSO. What is the value of c? I want to print it out. Okay, because then you need to change it to void, so automatically it will print the value. Now if you just call it, that simply you need to call object dot add. You could see this is the method I can call, so I need to pass three variable, maybe 20, again 30, again 40. Not be a problem, you no need to call anything. Automatically that SYSO part will be called after summing these three variable. Okay, so that is called without return type. You could see 90 is coming. 20 plus 30 plus 40 equal to 90. Is it clear? Okay. Any other questions? Because that is very very important. Method is very very important. Okay. This is the two way. One is with return type. One is like return is void or without return type. Yeah, that is the parameter argument, right? And here this is without parameter, and this is with the parameter. This is called parameter argument instead of hard coding anything. Because during right using the method, I'm just giving the value, so I'm passing the value during execution only. I'm not hard coding anything. And here you are not passing anything, simply just you are calling that method. Okay, so this is all about the method, and the date calendar function I will cover today only. Then there is another thing is called constructor. So constructor is pretty much similar to method, but it is having a lot of advantage. So method, what is there? So first you need to create a method. After that, in the main method, right, you need to call that method after creating the object or instance, right? Here you could always see the three method we are calling it. But for the constructor, as and when you are creating an object or instance, automatically your constructor will be called. So in the real-time framework also, I don't want to repeat so many number of steps. So I'll, instead of method, I'll create a constructor, so that as and when I'll creating the object, automatically that relevant constructor will be called and it will work. So I need no need to call two more lines, right? First I'll create the object and again call the method. No, that line is not required for the constructor. So it will depend, right, how your like organization, how your project will be working. But in the real time, to save the effort, right, we can use constructor. So constructor is a block of code similar to method. It is called when an instance of the object is created and memory is allocated to the object. The purpose of the constructor is to initialize the object of class, while the purpose of the method is to perform tasks by executing the Java code. Okay. So every time you are using the new keyword, automatically your constructor will be called. Constructor can be overloaded but cannot be overridden. That part will be covered in that ops concept. So constructor name should be same name as the class name. That is the thing you need to do. Otherwise it will be treated as a method. And constructor should not have a return type. That is the primary two difference between the method and the constructor. So here we have, even we can create the method with the class name also. But in case you are giving right any return type, either void or any return type, then again it will change to method, not the constructor. So this is the example. So this is the class name called test, and simply you can give public and maybe access modifier and test, it will be constructor. But in case you are giving a return type, it will be called as a method. Now let's see, try to create a constructor here. So this is the session 4 is the class name. So I will try to create a constructor called public, and this is the thing. Okay. So constructor will not have a return type. So say test constructor. Okay. Now what will happen? So for the method, first you need to create an object or instance, and then you need to call the method separately. But here constructor, I will simply create an object and automatically the constructor will be invoked. Let's see. I am not calling anything. As and when you are creating the object, automatically your relevant constructor with the relevant type will be called. You could see test constructor is come. Here this is the way, because we have given a simple constructor without any argument. So that is the reason as and when you are creating the object of session 4 class, automatically that constructor will be created. Constructor can be overloaded because same constructor you cannot create. Similarly, same method also you cannot create until you are changing the number of argument or type of argument. So here again it's same issue, because session 4 2 session 4 thing you cannot create. So either you need to change the argument or right our type of argument. So here I can print something called maybe integer a. Right, I am passing the some changing something with the argument identifier. So test constructor, then here I can concatenate, right, say plus a. Now you could see how this constructor will be called whenever you are passing this type. So in case you are creating any new object too, so again the same first constructor will be only created, only called, right, the test constructor only, because you are not giving any argument here. You could see that is the reason first constructor is called two times. But in case you are giving some argument based on the second constructor you have created, which is integer a type, right? So I can give the value called maybe 10 here, because this is my argument or thing I want to pass it, a parameter. Okay, now you could see the second constructor will be called, right, test constructor of that 10. So that is the beauty, right? As and when creating the object or instance based on the type here, automatically your constructor will be invoked and you will get the desired result. So you can understand whenever I'll be covering the framework, right, how, right, so that in the real time, suppose in case you want to create something in the base class, so you'll be creating a constructor. So automatically as and when you're calling the constructor, right, creating an object, automatically all the relevant action from the constructor will be called out. Slowly you can able to understand in the real time framework implementation as well. But that is the true primary difference. In the real time interview also they will ask what is method, what is constructor, what is the difference. So primary difference is that method can have any name including your class name, but constructor should be always your same name as the class name. Method can have a return type, it can be void, it can be any other return type, but constructor cannot have any return type. That is the primary two difference. Okay, and another one is that in case it's a method, you need to create the object or instance. After that you need to call the method with the help of the object identifier. But here constructor you can directly, right, as and when you are creating the object or instance, automatically your constructor will be invoked or called. That is the couple of differences. Any questions, guys? Is it clear? Because these two terminology is very much confused. Okay, not easy. Yeah, simply you are right giving the class, you are taking the class name. Okay, and constructor name should not have any return type. So simply access modifies public and then your class name and that same syntax, right? First bracket and starting with second bracket, and you can give any body. That is the way. And second time, because you cannot write create or method or constructor the same thing again and again, so you need to differentiate, right? So I can pass it something called integer a. So again I can create one more constructor, right, for the constructor overloading, like here integer a and integer b say. Okay, so here I can like again give something plus b, like that. Yeah, tell me. No return type as well as the same name as the class name. Those are the two primary conditions. Yes, exactly. Otherwise, it will still treated as a class. Sorry, as a method. It cannot have return type. Void or integer float, nothing cannot have. And it should be the same name always as the class name. That is the reason it is being called as and when you're getting the object, because it's same name as the class name. So constructor can be overloaded means you can create multiple constructor, but condition is that you need to either vary with the number of parameter or the number of argument or the type of argument. Here you can change same argument only, but you can go with the double, like that. So you are changing your right type of argument here. This is called number of argument. Instead of one argument, you can give two argument. Instead of zero argument, you can give one argument. And this is called type of argument. Means instead of integer, I am giving double, float, like that. So that is the way you can create a multiple method also. I'll cover in the method overloading, no worry. So same method you can create multiple times with two changes. One is number of argument or type of argument changes. Similarly, same thing is applicable for the constructor as well. But the three difference is that for the constructor, it will be same name as the class name. It should not have a return type. And as and when you are creating the object or instance, immediately your constructor will be called. But for the method, you need to create the object or instance first. After that, you need to call the method again. Then only it will be executed. Yeah, yeah, that is constructor overloading here, right? Because we are creating the same constructor again with different type of argument and number of argument changes. Okay, and suppose this is the method overloading, right? Same method I am calling with here type of number of argument change. Here two argument, here three argument or parameter. You could see this is called method overloading, and the first one is called constructor overloading. Overloading means same thing you are using it in number of time. So suppose I am giving a simple example in the real time. So you are a person, right? Okay, so you are taking the training from me, so you are a student for me, and you are same person again at your home. So you can be your like wife or husband or daughter or son for your family. Tomorrow you are going to office, so you are an employee to the organization. You are going to the bank, you are a customer for them, right? So that is the way, right? You are same, you are the same person, but you are varying because of your nature change or place change or location change or circumstance. That is the way here. Circumstances means or thing is that number of argument or the type of argument in Java. But same thing, they are working with different way. Yeah, yeah, Sonali, I think you are having a question. Yeah, so constructor means, right, you could see as and when you are using method, right, what you need to do, you need to first get your object or instance, and then you need to call the method again another line, right? But here you are creating as and when you are creating object or constructor, right, as and when you are creating the object, immediately your constructor is getting called. So you don't need to call it again and again, right? That is the way you are saving something. Yeah, yeah, we'll be using constructor also in the real time framework. Okay, so it will depend, right? Whoever want to is, because some of the thing is familiar with something, right? They don't want to complicate the thing, but in the real time construct will be more importance. Okay, because they will be reduce the step and other other dependencies. Any other questions? Because these two topic is very important in Java. All good? Okay. Then another thing is called wrapper class. So as of now you already seen about, right, data type. Okay, like integer, float, double, char, all this stuff. And you already learned about like kind of string thing, and apart from that you already learned about right matrix. Sorry, the non-matrix. What is that? Array. Okay. But here in the array also, right, your data type will work. But in case you want to deal with that Java collection framework, right? So this data type, the Java collection framework will not consider, because they are simply data type, but they do not belong to any class. So they are not object, right? So your Java collection framework only deal with object and class, but these data type are not belong to any object. So that is the reason, right, they will not be able to handle the in the collection framework. So wrapper class is a class whose object wraps or contain a primitive data type. Wrapper classes are used to convert any data type into object. The primitive data type are not object. They do not belong to any class. They are identified in the language itself. Sometimes it is required to convert data type into object in Java language. So wrapper class provides a mechanism to wrap primitive values in object, so that primitives can do activities reserved for the object, like different collection framework like array list, linked list, hash set, all this stuff. So there are different 8 classes available in java.lang. Packages are known as wrapper classes in Java. So for character, right, for data type character, it will be character wrapper class. Byte, short, long, int, it will be integer, float, double, boolean. So that is the way. So in case you are converting those data type into the relevant wrapper class object, then those object can be treated in the collection framework, else it will not. So as and when we are covering the Java collection framework, then you can understand we'll be not be using int. Instead of that, we'll be using integer, which is the wrapper class for integer data type. But unless you are converting that int to integer object, then you cannot use them. That is the reason, right? We need to first convert those primitive data type to the wrapper class object. As an object means they will belong to any class. So that is the reason. But it will work similar way, but we need to move them to, right, convert them to an object. Object means it will be an instance for an class. Then it will work. Say, let's declare something. Say integer variable, integer a equal to 20. So if you want to print out SO, so it will give you the value only 20 only, not be a problem. But this is simply data type, right? Primitive data type, but not a object of the wrapper class. So how can I convert it? Okay. So what you need to do, you need to use that relevant, because for int the wrapper class will be integer, integer, and I can create an object called object int. That is the object, and in that object that variable will be holds, right? That value will hold for that variable, equal to new integer, and here I can pass the variable a. So that is the way I can convert the data type to an object. Okay, now I can simply print out that object here, object very inst. So it will be now converted to wrapper class. So value will be still same, but now this variable means it is an object of the integer wrapper class, and now I can use it easily in the Java collection framework. So that is the way, right? Similarly, I am having lot of stuff for double, float, everything relevant wrapper class. Yes. Yeah, that is the thing, right? I did not find the reason, but yeah, that is the way. Whenever I have tried to convert, that is striked out. Maybe I did not research also. Now suppose say in case you are trying to create one more variable, say like double, say d, another variable d. So what is that? Maybe 200.978. So what you can do here, you can use the relevant wrapper class which is called double, double. That is the class, and you can create an object called double object double, and here it will be again double. No, that is the variable name. You can give anything, or object name, right? You are creating, you can give anything. That is not mandatory, that is by your own, but that should be exactly same, because this is the class. Now again same thing will work here, but now we are converting to the relevant wrapper class. No, this is called primitive data type variable, this D, and this is the object here for the primitive data type wrapper class object, as we are converting it. Yes. Yes, this is called, this variable is primitive data type, and this variable is the object of the double wrapper class, and which is equivalent for that primitive data type D. Right. That is the wrapper class. That is the way. Class name object equal to new class name. Right? That is the way we used to create the object or instance. And here we are passing the primitive data type to convert it to the wrapper class object. Yeah, because that is the object, right, of the class. But here it is simply data type, but not any object. That is the reason, until, because your collection framework will deal with object and classes, but your primitive data type does not belong to any class by default. So you have to change the primitive data type to the relevant wrapper class object, and after that, using that object reference, you can use anywhere in the any primarily in the collection framework. So it will work. Yeah, it is variable is called primitive data type, because yeah, this is the primitive data type int, double. You already learned in the first session, right? The primitive data type and non-primitive data type, whenever I have covered. So double, int, all these are primitive data type. Char, float, right? Will molar word. Yeah, this is the primitive data type. Yeah, and now we are converting is as a class reference. Double is the class which is wrapper class, and we are creating the object for instance by passing the variable, and that object will be treated as a class for the double wrapper class. Sorry, object as a, yeah, new, yeah, right. That is the way we used to create an object always, right? The class, sorry, class equal object equal to new class. So that is the syntax we always use, right, for the any class to object combination. So that is the way we are creating the double is the class name, wrapper class. Yes. For relevant, relevant double to double. That is the thing you have already given, right? Here. Okay, char to character, that is the primitive data type, and equivalent wrapper class is character, byte to byte, like that, boolean to boolean, double to double. Okay, so there is another importance of the wrapper class is, say, there are a lot of important methods available in the wrapper class. So say simply I'm giving something called, say, maybe a string, say str equal to, say it is holding some value called 200. Okay, but I have given it string only, right? So string will take any kind of value, alphanumeric character, right? You already know. But here I have simply given only numeric value, means integer value, but still it will be treated as a string, right? So now say I want to concatenate, right, str plus say 100. So what will be the value? Can anyone tell me here what will be the output? 200 and no 100, it will concatenate, it will be added, right? Though it's integer value, but because we have defined as a string, so that is the way it will be, value will be there, but it will not be sum. The operation will not happen because it is still such a string. You could see, because it's concatenation operation. Plus means concatenation. But sometimes these kind of things might happen that only it is having float, double, or the integer value. Then I want to just do the relevant operation called, instead of plus I want to sum them in case string is having only the numeric value, right? In double, integer, or the float value. Then how it is possible? So first is thing that I need to convert that string using the wrapper class object and method, right? Then only I can do the operation. So what I'll be doing, because it is a integer, right? That value is integer, so I'll be calling that integer class. Okay, then I'll press dot, and there is a method called parse int. Similarly, for double it will be parse double, for float it will be parse float, like that. Parse int, right? You could see. So you could see it is taking as a string as a reference, or a string as an argument, and it is coming from the integer class, and return type it will be giving as an integer. Are you able to understand here? It is taking the parameter as a string, but it is converting return type as an integer. So like string, and which it I will be getting as an integer, though I am providing string, but it will be converting to integer. So integer, say uh, wrap int, that is the variable I am simply storing. And now again, next time, in case with that new variable, if I want to do the operation, so now it will be 200 plus 100, means it will be doing the addition operation instead of concatenation, because I have converted it, that string, to the relevant type. You could see now it is coming. So that is the another couple of methods available in wrapper class through which you can deal with this kind of problem. So for double it will be wrap in double dot wrapper double, all this for parse double, like. No, for integer, because for every wrapper class will be having different type of thing. In case it is a double wrapper class, then it will be parse double, right? Not int. Parse int will be not able to. Integer only, parse int able to find. Because integer, yeah. In case it is double, so let's yeah, yeah, right. Suppose say in case the your string is having some double, okay, say string 1, double means you already know, right? Some floating number, like that. Okay, so in case you want to add, so it will be just simply adding it here, concatenating. Now I want to convert it to double here, so I need to call that double dot parse double, right? And again it is taking the as a string as a parameter, and it return type will be double. Okay, so string 1, and here return type will be double. So wrap double variable I can give it. So again it will be like that. So it will be summation, right? 256 plus 100 equal to 356. Sorry, what's the problem? I need to end with semicolon. So that is the way. Primarily we used to deal with the integer and double only most time, you could see. Right, 566, something is coming from the Java internal logic, other part. But right, 300, 256.100 equal to 356. So here you could see this is coming. So based on the double, right, sometime like some 00 is used to being added, but not exact rather thing. Okay, that is the way your wrapper class will play and pivotal role in also. So why I have covered, right, so that you can get to know the concept. Apart from that, you will not be confused whenever we'll be covering the collection framework, because Java, right, collection framework is having lot of weightage from the advanced Java, right? You need to really learn the collection framework so that you will be really good in the framework design part using Selenium WebDriver. Yeah, no, yeah, right. That is the method. For double it will parse double, for float it will parse float, but it will be coming from the relevant class. Okay. For integer only you will able to see the parsing. For double, parse double, like that. Okay. You have to call the relevant wrapper class, and you have to call the relevant methods based on the data type, right? Whatever storing in the string. Is it clear, guys, or any other confusion? Okay. Then just like the string class, which is predefined class in Java, right, or inbuilt class or built-in class, right? Sometimes people used to tell like that. So similarly, date, calendar, right? Other thing is also available. Date format, right? Other like sorry, uh, simple date format. This is the class available in Java predefined. So in case you want to write get your calendar or date, so you can write create a object or instance here. So there's a calendar class already available in Java, built-in or in built-in class. So calendar, that is the class. I can create an object called cal equal to calendar dot get into. That is the syntax you need to use. It's coming from the calendar class. So that is the way you need to create an object or instance. Now, if you want to print out the current date, cal dot get time. Okay, get time, time zone, all this stuff. Cal dot get time is coming from the date class. Similarly, you if you want to just simply print the date, year, month, all this stuff, so what you can do, you can use cal dot simply get class, and here you need to give the field name. So again you need to call the calendar. That is the syntax. Okay, I'm not using anything. Dot, you could see again all the method will be coming, year, month, all this stuff. Just it will simply print only the year. Say you need to use that month, press dot, right, all the method will be coming, you no need to worry. Okay, hour, right, if you want to get, press dot only. Okay, year, and then week of the year, week of the month, day of the week, right, which day of the week, day of the month, all this stuff you can just get it from the system. Let's try to execute and I will take the thing questions. No worry. Let's cover me all that part, then I will take the question. You could see here it is system Saturday, July 1st, right? 8:15:17 IST, 20 minutes PM IST 2023. What is the year? 2023. What is the hour? It's 8 hour, right? What is the weeks of the year? So the means January 1st to 7 means the first week of the year. Similar way, it is 26 weeks. This is the 26th week of the year, because you know, right, it's one year is having like close to 52 weeks. So it is the first July means 26th week. That is the way. And week of the day, day of the week. So Sunday means it is, Saturday means seventh day, because day one is here your Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. That is the way. So that is the reason day of the week is giving us 7. So everything start with Sunday here. And day of the month, today is the first, right? 1st of July. That is the way you can give it, get it. Okay. So next one is that, suppose say in case sometime you need to change the calendar also. You change the calendar. Suppose say I want to change some date, right? So how can you date it? Change it. Yes, tell me. Ha ha ha. Calendar is a class coming from the Java, so it is not like the calendar cal equal to new calendar. No, it is not always happen. Okay, so that is the syntax whenever you want to create a object or instance. So you need to use the get instance method. Then only you will be getting the details part. Okay. Yeah, that is the syntax, but always not like that. That my class will be like that. Okay, but that is the specific to the calendar class. That is the standard they have defined. Okay, and this is the methods already. Yeah. Yeah, that is the date, right? First day of the month. Yeah, that is the statement, right? Get time. Yes, if you could see current date, year, everything. Yeah, yeah. And still, if you want to change the format, you can change it. I will cover you. cover it up. Suppose say this format I am not satisfied, right? I want to change the format. You can change it, but that is the default format system will print for you. Okay, but you can have the provision to change it. Yeah. Yeah, I can change it to AM, PM, all this stuff. It not be a problem. I can change it. I will show you how to change it. Yeah, right. No, I will just show you. Oh, don't worry. Hold on for a couple of minutes. Then suppose in case you want to change the date. Suppose say calendar dot. There's a method available which so can add, right? Yeah, I think add. Here you need to give how you are want to change the calendar. So here suppose say I want to increase the 2 years, right? I want to change the calendar to 2 year. So here the instance will be calendar dot year. That is the unit and that is the value, right? And now if you just simply now if you simply want to print out after changing the calendar date 2 years, you can get it. So your calendar will be added by 2 years. Now you could see it is August. One second. Calendar dot. Yeah, August 1st, 2023. Okay, I think got added by calendar dot year. No, oh sorry. That will be first one will be the unit, and second one will be one with the value. Yeah, now it should work. You could see now 2025, right? Else part everything is same. Twist day July 1, 2025. Now in case you want to reduce by 2 years, right, or 3 years, so you need to give -3. Similar way. Okay, it will be reduced by 3 years, so it will be 2020. So in case you want to change the month only, you need to use calendar dot month. In case you want to change the date, right, calendar dot date, like plus minus, and that is the way you can change it. And say next thing is that you want to set the calendar date, right? So you can also use cal dot set. There's a method available, right? You could see here you can keep only the, you don't want to change the hour, minute, second. You want to change only the year, month, and date. That is the format you need to use. If first one is year, month, and date. Suppose I want to change 2019, right? Month will be my if you give 10, so it will be your November, because it month will be starting from the 0 only. January means 0, 10 means November, 11 means December. Okay, right? Month and date. So I can give something called 28th. Okay, now if you get the time, you could set it to like that. Okay, 28th November, like that, right? Thursday 28th November, and then 2019. So that is the way you can change the date, right? You can set the new calendar date as well. Okay, and then it will automatically, accordingly, your remaining thing will be reflected. Okay, now there is another thing called available called date class. Okay, let's comment it out for now. Apart from calendar class, there is available another thing is called available called date class. Date variable name or object name I'm giving called date, new date. I think that is the syntax. Let's see whether any error. Okay, so I need to import the date class from the Java. Yeah, date. Always import from java.util, not from java.sql. Okay, error message is gone. Then I can print out dt, and I can convert it to string as well. To string, so it will be giving me the string format. Similar way, it will print out based on the date class format only. You could see Saturday again same way, right? IST 2023. Now next thing will come that I want to format in my relevant requirement, because I want to don't want to do everything. I just, instead of that, I want to just get the desired format. So you have to use some simple date format class available in Java. So before that, right, you need to store some format called string type, and maybe format is my variable. So here you can give the format, which format you want to get it, right? So you can give it a hour, minute, second, and then you can give some AM or PM format. That is the A. Okay, then I can give something called DD, and then I, instead of that, I want to give some M format, right? July, June, all this stuff, and then instead of 2 year I want to get the last 2 year. So that is the way I can give the format. Okay, then you can change it anything, right? Instead of, if you don't want dd, you want only yy, you can just remove it simply here. So it will be based on a requirement. Now you need to call simple date format, that is the class available. So I can create an object called sdf equal to new, that is the class name available in Java, and here you need to provide the object called dt, date reference object. You need to, or sorry, format variable reference you need to pass it. 1 second. What is happening? So error message will come. We need to import the simple date format class from the java.util package. Okay, java.text package. Then my this part is done. Then I need to just print it out, right? So sdf, that is the variable dot, there is a method called format method available, and here I need to provide the date reference variable reference dt. Now if you just execute your code, you could see it. You can change it based on a required format. You could see now hour, you could see, as you are seeing, right? I don't want 20, 18, 8 hour 24 minute 03 second and pm. Okay, and it is coming as fast July and 23 only. So that is the way you can do. And you can again write give it yy. Okay, you don't want dd, only you are required but that you can do, simply it will change it. You could see no date is coming, July 2023. If you don't want that slash, you can give a space. So that is the way, based on a requirement you can do change anything and automatically it will come, right? If you do not give that formatter, it will be again take the same thing. Okay, that is the way you can deal with that calendar class, date class, and simple date format class available in Java to deal with the date and timing. Yeah, tell me. Yeah, yeah. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. Yeah, actually, primarily in the real time, whenever we used to use, suppose say, right, in the real time, I want to, whenever you are executing something, you want to print the current date and time in the log, right? You can use it. Suppose you want to capture the screenshot, right? So whatever you will be doing, you will be giving some screenshot name. After that, you want to concatenate with date, time, month, year, hour, minute, second, so that it will be uniquely, it will be captured. Otherwise, in case you are just giving the same name, right, every time it will be replaces. But in case you are giving like date also, right, in single date you can create 20 screenshot. But in case you are giving hour, minute, second, it will be definitely unique. So those are the area, right, where you'll be using the date time primarily. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. Yeah, this is the thing you need to remember. This is the Java. Uh, yeah, yeah. So fast is nothing but calendar class. We can create it, and then we can, with the help of that object or difference, we can call all the method here, right? So this is the calendar class. So you no need to worry about anything, right? First thing is that press cal if you press dot. Okay, you could see all the method will be coming whatever available in the calendar class. That is a simple thing, and you could see mouse it over, you will be getting to know what is the objective of the each and every method, right? That is the way you can get the out desired thing. Okay, just simply that is the way only. Okay, I always just used to do researches same way. Yeah, yeah, yeah. There are a hell lot of methods. Even I did not never use all these methods. In a single class, there will be 100, 200 methods. Simply, maybe I have used 5 or 6 or 10, might be. Yeah, it is not. Yeah, right, right, right. Yeah, calendar.get it. So that is the thing, right? You can, in case you forgot, right? You can type Java. How to create an object function for the calendar class. Okay, simply do it. Because nowadays we are human being. It is not like the cool college life. We have to give the exam, right? We have to remember everything. No, we are just do the thing. In case something forgot, right, we can take it from the Google. Definitely. Okay. But remaining thing I think same only. Simple date format class and other is still same. Same way, right? Class name, object name equal to new class name. And I need to provide the reference of the other part. Okay, any other questions, guys? That is the reason I told. Only thing is that I have tried to cover most of the thing in my document also here, right? And I'll be sharing the code as well. Just do the practice, right? Here, the thing is that as and will be practicing, you'll be getting to know a lot of stuff, and then the thing will be easier. But here I'm covering something might be difficult. But in case you are practicing once time, two time, right? Then you could understand the holistic picture. Okay, that is the reason, right? The thing is demand in the market. Otherwise, suppose everybody can invest 10,000, 20,000, even 1 lakhs, 2 lakhs. It does not matter. But after investing 2 lakhs, they can they able to understand or learn automation? Or with the training only? No, it is not like that. So you have to take the training, get all the material, go through them, practice them, go through the video, and maybe you need to spend like maybe 100 hour, 200 hour, right? Then you'll be getting the confidence. After that, you need to start with do R&D, start to work. Then only maybe within a year or 2 years, you'll be very good automation tester. That is the way. But here, whatever way I'll be trying to cover the topics, that will be really exhaustive to start your journey. Only thing is that you need to just do the practice. That is the only thing. As and when you doing the practice, you could able to see a lot of challenges, and then only if you are referring my document, videos, or the code, you will be getting some solution. Still, you are having any question, definitely I will be always there to help you. No worry. Okay, but that practice at that time you need to find out. Okay, so the last thing I will cover where 3 or 4 topics will be there for the Java exception handling. So what does it mean by exceptions, right? In the exception, like the thing is that maybe something some problem might be there, sometime you don't know, right, the problem, right, that is the thing might be happen. Suppose I'm just giving a simple example. Okay, right, you are going through a road, right? Okay, and you know that that road particular places there will be some sort of hole is there, right? You are because you are already going through the daily basis, but in case it's a new road, so you do not know, right? And some problem might happen. So you need to be very, very kind of skeptical, right? Whenever you are going to a new road. Okay. So that is the way also in Java also some like exception sometime might come, sometimes system can crash, right? Sometime the exception can be found, right? Whenever you are going through the road, maybe even before 100 meters you can able to see a hole. In case it's a big hole, but in case it's a small hole, you only within 5 meter distance you could able to see. That is the way, right? In Java also this kind of problem might also come. So an exception or exceptional event is a problem which arises during the execution of the program. When an exception occurs, the normal flow of the program is disrupted and the program application terminates abnormally, which is not recommended. Therefore, these exceptions are to be handled. So suppose in case there is a hole and you are not able to bypass the hole, so you will be in the hole, right? And you maybe your leg might fracture, your hand might fracture, and you will not able to reach to the destination. So here, what happen in case you are not handling the exception, your execution will be stopped at that point. Suppose in case you are having 100 line of code, an exception is finding like 20 line, so your code will terminate in the 20 line, remaining line of thing will not be executed. That is the problem of the exception. So that is the reason in case we need to more kind of handle in case we know that some kind of exception might come, right? All this stuff we need to handle it before that. Exception can occur for many different reasons. So few of the reasons I have tried to write. User has entered invalid data. Okay, suppose say right or you need to enter the data as in integer, but you have given string, so that can be a problem. And sometimes you want to read or write a file, but this file is open. Then it is not possible to update anything, right? Sometimes you want to executing something a web page, right? But your internet connection will be lost in the middle of the execution, so that might be another problem. Okay, so that is the way some exception might be happen. So there are three kind of exception: checked exception, unchecked exception, and error. Checked means suppose in case you are doing any problem in the code right here. Okay, say I am writing something like that, and during compilation time, some problem might be triggered. Okay, that is called checked, and these are the different exception might be there. And unchecked means only in case you are running it, only then you can able to get it. So that is called check. Unchecked means only runtime you could able to see it, like arithmetic exception, array index or bound, all this stuff. Okay, and error, right? Sometime, right, or you want to write save a file which is supposed to say 2 MB, but your hard disk does not have any sufficient memory, right? Some assertion fail, your virtual memory, your memory got case. These are the kind of problem might be, that is called error. So these are the primarily three type of exception. So five keyword we can use for handling exception: try, catch, finally, throw, and then throws. Try is a keyword which is used to specify a block of where, right, exception will be coming, and catch, through which you can catch, right, you can find out the exception and you can handle it, right. The catch block is used to handle the exception. It must be preceded by try catch. Try block, which means we cannot use the catch block alone, it will followed by finally block later. Okay, and finally block is an optional part. Sometime in case you want to surround try catch blocks finally, you can use it. And throw and throws are not much used, so in case use it, but throw is used for throwing any exception, right. You want to customize an exception, right. Sorry, throw is keyword is used to throw an exception, and throws means in case you want to declare, right, by your own. Okay, so that is the way you can use throw. And throws keyword is used to declare exception. It does not throw an exception, it specifies that there might occur an exception in the method. It is always used with method signature. So these are the kind of stuff through which you can handle the exception. So what are the generic exception you can find in Java? Arithmetic exception. In case suppose in the arithmetic, right, in case you want to divide something by 0, right, you could find some exception. That is called arithmetic. Index, array index out of bound. It is thrown to indicate that array has been accessed with an illegal index. So array is having 3 in 3, right, size is 3. So the index will be 0, 1, 2. But you want to access like -1, right, that will be again illegal bound, right. Similarly, string index out of bound, right, in case your string is not negative, or maybe like maybe 3 size is there, but you want to access fifth element. Okay, that is the another string index out of bound for array and string. Class not found. So suppose that today you have defined a class session 4, but tomorrow you are changing it, right, renaming it session 4. So that will happen, create the problem, right. In case that class you want to use in the other class, that will be a problem because you change the class name. Similarly, find not found, right, file has been removed or rename. IO exception sometime in case your operation fail, input output operation fail, right. No such field exception. Suppose today you are want to file some field, but that locator other stuff got changed tomorrow, right. No such method. Suppose today method was there, you have removed the method or you have renamed the method, that will come. Null pointer exception, in case you want to handle deal with something which is having null value. Suppose you want to access an array, sorry, access an string which is null value, then it will be coming, right. In case you want to get the length of the array which is null, then it will throw the error, null pointer. Number format exception, right, the number you want to convert it, but it's in string format, then you cannot convert it, right. Runtime exception, sometime it might be there in the runtime. Then how you can deal the exception in the try catch block? So try block contains set of statement where an exception can occur. A try block is always followed by a catch block which handle the exception that occurs in associated try block. And try block must be followed by catch blocks or finally block or both. Okay, and single try catch block and n number of catch block as well. But in case your no exception is occurred, your try catch block will be completely ignored. That is the way, right? Let's see, say how we can handle. I will give you a couple of example how to deal with the exception, try catch and finally block. These three part I will cover it. So give something integer a equal to 10 divided by 0, that is the error. Okay, I know. And give something called so, right, code before exception occurred. Say first line 1, like that is the way I can keep it. Okay, and so before exception, and here code after exception occurred, line 1, and again another line I can give it, line 2. So that is the way I have written 5 lines of code, and here exception will occur because a 10 divided by 0 will be problem, right, it will not be having any impact. Maybe this is arithmetic exception. Now if you try to run your code, and let's see what will happen. You could see these two line executed because these are before the exception, and as and when exception trigger, exception is coming, and after that what problem is happening, the remaining line of code is not executed. That's the problem here. So I already told, right, there is a hole. Suppose in case you want to you want to start from your home, you want to reach to office, and maybe distance is 10 kilometer, but after 3 kilometer you have some hole, and in that hole you have made some accident, so you will not able to go to office. So definitely your remaining thing will not be executed. Means you are not able to drive your bike or car like that. So here your that problem is happened. But in case you are able to handle the exception, you know that some problem is there, maybe you are fixing the problem or you are rerouting right through bypassing that hole, then it will be fine. Exception will be there, but it is not like terminating your execution for the remaining line of code as well. So that is the way I need to handle it. So how to handle the exception? So there is a try catch block available. So just in case you do not know the syntax, so there is options available. Just select the line where you need to handle the exception. Then go to the source. Then there is options available in Eclipse called surround with. Okay, try catch block. So just do it. You could see automatically try catch block will be generated here. And now if you just handle it automatically, you don't need to worry about anything. You could see what is the exception name is coming, that is coming at the class number session 4 and the line number 45, right? This is the line number exception coming, but remaining code you executed, right? And now you know the exception name. But in case you want to do the exception manually, try catch block manually, you can also do it, not be a problem. So just place Control Z. So how you need to do with try catch block? So you have given here try and then your code, right, and then catch, and you need to give the exception name. So I'll be starting with try. I'm giving with that bracket, and here I am giving it, and then I am ending with that one. Then I'll be going with catch, and here I'll be giving the exception name. As an exception, I can create a variable e. Then I can again the bracket name, and I can use SYSO, right? I can simply print out that variable. So that is the way I can manually write it. Try first bracket, then the exception code, then you need to end with second bracket, and you need to give catch exception name exactly whatever exception came, then e variable, and you can print out that exception. Okay, now right, let's try to run the code and let's see. So you could see that is the exception came and that is the exception name. Now in case you do not know the exception part, so you can use exception. So the exception will handle any kind of exception, arithmetic, null pointer, any kind of exception it can handle. Better to give the exact exception, and otherwise you can give generic exception. It will handle all kind of exception. Okay, you could see it's handled, and remaining line of code will be executed. That is the try catch block we can do it. Okay. Then the finally what? Why? So in case your exception sometime that is a valid line, right? Maybe you have corrected later point of time, maybe valid line. Exception is not triggered, so that your try catch block will be ignored. Okay. But I want to always, right, at the end of the execution, I always want to close my browser. It does not matter whether exception is coming or not. Every test case I want to close my browser. So that is the important part. You can store it in your finally block. So Java finally block contains all the crucial statements that must be executed whether the exception occur or not. So I want to execute finally block always. It does not matter whether exception is coming or not. So finally block must be associated with the try block. You cannot use a finally without a try block. You should always place those statements in this block that must be executed always. In normal cases there is no exception. Try block, catch block will be completely ignored, but finally block will be always executed. Okay. So what I can do, I can simply use finally block here. Say SYSO code for finally block. Okay, now let's try to run it. So your finally block will be always executed. You could see finally block is executed, and that is the exception is executed. But let's see, exception is not coming. Okay, so here I want to divide by 10 by 1 instead of 0. So exception will not be happen, right? 10 by 1 equal to 10. And so try and catch block will be completely ignored here. But finally block will be always executed. So that is the beauty. Sorry. So that is the beauty here. So try to run it. Okay, you could see your that particular try catch block ignored. But finally block is executed always. Okay, so in case this kind of thing, right, you want to clear the browser history, right, you want to close the browser, all this stuff, those stuff, the stuff you can use always in the finally block. It does not matter whether the thing is opening, closing or not, you want to always close the browser, you want to always, right, remove the cookies, all this stuff. So that are the important step you can associate in the finally block. Okay, now this is the one kind of example. Another kind of example I can give, suppose say, like define some array here, one dimensional array, integer say are, okay, maybe one dimensional only, say new, what is the dimension, might be I am giving called 3. So this is the 3 dimension, means 0, 1 and 2 element. Now I want to access or give some value, maybe a or air, this is the variable name. Here maybe 6th index, that means 5. A 5 I want to assign some value equal to say 50. What's the problem coming here? Okay, I need to give the access modifier int. Okay, now this here error problem will come, right? But in case you are handling try and catch, otherwise the problem will come. Okay, so or we will be surrounding with try catch block. Okay, so the problem will be solved. So this is the way you could see here array index of bound exception will come. In case you are not doing the surround try catch block or block, your remaining line of code will not be executed. So these are the different kind of exception might come. In case null point exception, suppose you are defining some string as null and you want to access the length, it will come. So here you can also give that array index of bound exception. Otherwise you can give the exception generic, but better to give the exact exception name, always recommended. Okay, here. Okay, so it will be handled. Okay, now next thing is that I don't want, right, maybe I have corrected the code, I have just want to add it maybe first position, so that your there will be no exception, but try catch block will be ignored here, but your final block will be always executed. Now let's try to run it. Okay, you could see code for Java final block, but the exception is not coming. So that is the way, right? These are the kind of stuff is available for handling the exception. I'll read it once more time, then I can take any question in case you are having. Yeah, finally block is required only, right, in case you want to execute that always. Sometime, right, you already written the step for exception, try and catch block. But in case exception is not coming, try and catch block will be ignored. But your finally block you will not be ignored, always it will be executed. It does not matter whether exception coming or not. That is the reason, right, especially for the right end of the transaction, means like after execution is happening, right, in case you want to clear the cookies, you want to close the browser, right, you want to generate the report, though your state case is passed or failed or exception coming is not coming, but these are the stuff you want to always do. So those are the code you will be writing in the finally block, so that these are the always you can get to know the desired thing. But your try catch block might be ignored in case you are no, your exception is not coming. So that today exception is not coming, and you have written the code for closing the browser, all the other stuff in the try catch block. Exception is not coming, so that complete block will be ignored. So I will not able to execute, right, close the browser, all this stuff. So that is the reason this kind of code you should always surround with finally block. Okay, let me just give me 5 minutes, then I will take the question. So there are 5 conditional statement available, like if else, else if, nested and switch. So if only in case you want to validate the true part, you can use if. But in case you want to use for the right true and false part, you need to use if else. And you can use also nested if else in case within a if, right? If you can use if else, or within a else you can use if else. That is called nested if else. And in case you want to check with multiple condition, you can go with that if else if part or else if ladder. Okay. Similarly, you can use switch part. So each every case will be considered. Each and every thing will be considered as a case here. Case switch statement will work for char, short, integer, long. Right. Switch cases will be unique. It cannot be duplicate. Switch statement can be surrounded by break. So that as the conditional matching, it will break the switch statement. Method is nothing but the reusable component. So method will be built in an user defined method. User defined method can have without right return type or with returning return type. So method can also overload it, right? Primarily you'll be creating the method whenever you want to write them once and you want to use them, and in n number of time you can use the method. Okay. Constructor is similar to method, but it will be having the same name as the method name without return type. But difference is that as soon when you're creating the object, for instance, immediately your constructor will be called. You no need to call it another way. Okay. Wrapper class sometime, right? Because your all the PPT data type are not an instance of any class. This is simply data type. So primarily collection framework you cannot use them. So that is the reason you need to convert them as the object to any relevant wrapper class so that we can use them in the Java collection framework. Date and calendar function, there are a lot of methods available in the date class, calendar class, or right we can get the right current date, time, all this format. And in case you want to format the date and time, you can use simple date format class available in Java. Right, there are three kind of exception: checked, unchecked, and error might come. Right, exception is nothing but maybe that problem which you can get to know whenever you are compiling or whenever you are executing your code, right? So you can handle with the try catch and final block. There are a lot of error might come. I have tried to list it here. Okay, so try catch means in case error is coming only, then you will be handled by the try catch block. But finally block you can use so that error is coming or not. Right, that will block you want to always execute. It should be surrounded by try and catch block. Okay, so that's all from today's session, guys. Thank you.